Welcome to Rat Salad Review. It's Wednesday. What's today's date? I don't even know. 11/28.
28.
I am Wayne Noon. That is Greg Norgal and Troy Nor with his little pet, Mr. Nasty Face. Say hello, Mr. Nasty Face.
Yeah! He's singing.
Sing.
And Naya.
And Naya. We got the whole crew here tonight.
We do.
Soon, Greg's cats will be jumping on his lap and the dog will be yapping at him.
Oh, yeah. One of them will show up.
All right. So how was everybody's Thanksgiving?
A1.
Good.
Yeah,
Great
good.
food.
Everybody's full and ready for Christmas now?
No.
Well,
Sorta. All right. Well, tonight's show, we're going to discuss the latest Behemoth album. I Loved You. What is it called? I Loved You at Your Darkest.
Yep.
I loved you at your darkness.
But there isn't much news. I did a little quick searching around. Overkill has a new album coming out next year in February.
Yep.
It's The Wings of War. How many albums is that now? Like 30?
I want to say 17, but I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. But I believe it's somewhere in between.
19th.
Oh,
19th.
damn.
Studio album. That's
Oh
great.
my goodness.
That's a long time. Especially for like a thrash metal band like that, you know? They don't usually last that long.
Yeah, no.
For me, it'll always be Years of Decay and Taking Over.
Yes, good albums, good albums. I started with them at WFO. So I was a little
Feel the Fire, right? Feel the Fire was the first one.
Yep. Yeah.
Great band. Fantastic band. And they've evolved considerably over the years.
Oh yeah, they kept up with the times, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I can pick a favorite from most eras. I'm not as familiar with the newer albums, but everything I've heard's been good. They never really lost it or stagnated. I mean, I know some people don't like their mid-90s stuff, but I like WFO and I Hear Black.
Yeah.
And From the Underground Below was a good one, too, and so was Necroshine.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah, it's all just a little different.
Yeah. Yep, they don't really disappoint, so.
Yeah.
What else? Accept's founding bassist, Peter Voltes.
Bye-bye. He left.
He quits the band.
Really?
Yep. So now there's only one person left, Wolf Hoffman, right?
Wolf. He's the only original member.
That's crazy. What do you feel about that? Having one original member left in a band? Either of you.
It's not the real band. It's a cover band.
Yeah. I mean, basically.
Especially with the singer. Udo's not in the band.
Right. I like.
Yeah.
I like. What's his name? The new guy.
I forgot his name. What's his name? He was from TT Quick, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember his name offhand.
Whatever his name is.
Cornelo or?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Sure.
Got the right singer, though.
Yeah.
I know Medal of Honor was a great EP, but I couldn't tell you anybody that was in the band.
What's the last thing I saw? I thought this was kind of funny. Somebody interviewed Ozzy, and he asked him what his thoughts were on Brexit. Now the guy, he hasn't been back to the United Kingdom in years. Like, he doesn't live there anymore. Why would you ask him this?
Yeah.
You know, he responded, "People keep going on me about that. Is it a big deal over there? What will happen with it? Are people voting in or out? What's going on?" He has no idea. He can't even put his socks and shoes on by himself.
Yeah. Well, when you read the full interview, too, I mean, the guy's asking him questions about it like he should know.
Right. Like, why would he know?
Yeah.
He's never watched the Osborne show.
Well, I mean, hell, he's lived in America primarily since, like, the late 80s, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
He has.
Yeah.
Is that gecko turning colors or what?
What?
Is he turning colors?
No, he's not turning colors. But he'll turn a lighter shade of green, like a really light shade of green when he goes to sleep.
He has gotten darker since you took him out, though. I noticed.
Oh, okay. So then that means he's pissed. Yeah, when he gets pissed, he gets darker.
We might
I can see why he's shaking him around like a rag doll.
He doesn't like me too much.
How old is that gecko?
Now, gecko. Chameleon.
Chameleon.
He's a veiled chameleon.
Veiled.
He is about a year old, a little over a year.
Oh, really? Wow.
I had him. He was like this. He was like tiny.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Then he got big quick.
He did. He got very big. Yeah.
They don't get much bigger.
No, they get bigger. Yeah. They'll get bigger. Yeah. Depends on his environment and how much he eats. That sort of thing. So he'll grow. He sheds. When he sheds, he's grown.
Yeah.
By the way, the singer is Mark Tornillo.
Yes. Yep.
Gotcha.
I looked it up because I forgot his name, but I knew who it was.
Yeah, he's a good replacement, I thought.
He was great. Yeah, he is great. Was great, is great. But unless the original member is the singer, I don't know. It's not the same band.
No, it's
not. Cover band.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it depends on who you're talking about, too, because, Sabbath did fine with Dio and other people. Well, I guess the Tony Martin version of the band live was more of a cover band, but...
Well, Dio is Dio.
Yeah.
There's no arguing that. So when Dio touches something, it turns into magic.
Right.
So I agree with you on that, but I don't know.
I like the Tony.
Well, the most important part of that sound, I think, is Tony Iommi and Geezer Butler.
Right.
And the way they can write songs, they can write to make it still sound like Sabbath and fit a different singer. So really the only time they faltered was on some of the Martin albums. And not that I think they're terrible, but a lot of them really sound like Black Sabbath just trying too hard.
True. Doesn't sound like Black Sabbath,
No, it sounds like a cover band trying to sound like Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Well, the problem with Accept, though, was Udo. Mm-hmm. Udo had such a unique sounding voice. Yeah. High, scrappily, it's really tough to replace that. Yeah. In my opinion, at least, knowing that, like I sing and, whatever, it really must have been really tough to replace him. He's very unique sounding, and you change the singer, whoa, it could sound completely different, and then it's not the same band.
Right.
But they did great with Mark.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I like the
fantastic singer.
Even the last album was really good too.
Yeah, I liked it.
They put out very good music, but nothing beats the first handful of records. I'm sorry.
True.
The symphonic, like these symphonic choruses and bridges, and the very very anthemic like singles that they had.
Right.
True.
I think they had a lot of that on the last album, though. Was it the last album or the one before? I think Stalingrad was the last one. I could be wrong.
I think so. That
more anthemic than the first one that they had when they came back. I liked it a lot. I'm trying to find this video that we're doing just to make sure the sound's on because I don't see the sound moving. That's really weird.
Accept was one of my favorite bands, without a doubt. But did I ever tell you that story?
Nope.
I didn't tell you that story, huh? I have a story.
Go ahead.
So back in 2013, with one of my bands, Cold Steel, it was the first time we played in 25 years. So we opened up as direct slot for Udo Dirkschneider's band.
Nice.
Which at the time was called Udo. And I'm a fanboy, I'm a fanboy of that era of Accept. So I brought my Balls to the Wall and Metal Heart records, and those two, vinyl. first pressing, and I wanted him to sign them. Okay, so we did our show, whatever, and then they did their show, and because I performed that night, I had access to anywhere I wanted to go. So I went backstage, and I was backstage waiting. Near the end, when they started doing, I think they did Balls to the Wall or a variation of it, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to hang out from back here and watch it. And I sat back there. I literally sat on this bench where they had to walk by me. There's no two ways about it. To go back, they had a tour bus, so they had to go back to their tour bus. And I'm sitting there patiently. And so they come off the stage, and I'll never forget, they started speaking to each other in German. Or actually, Udo was speaking to them in German. And they all put these green, like more like Greg's shirt color. It's ironic that you're both wearing green today, but it's Greg's color, green towels over their heads, right? And he says, "We go to bus, like that, right? Like nasty, because he said a few things in German, and then he said, "We go to bus," like that in English. They turn around in single file. They started walking to the bus, following him. Now I was the only one in that back dressing room area, right? Only one. And I'm sitting there, and as Udo started approaching me, I said, "Hey, Udo, could you just do me a quick favor? Could you just sign this?" "No, we go to bus. We go to bus." And kept walking. And I was like, and then the guitar player, I forget his name, the young guy, not Wolf, but the other guy, the young guy, I think he's Russian. He looks at me and he goes, and I'm like, "The flower, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? He couldn't take 2 seconds. I had the marker with the cap off with the record like this. Can you sign it? No, we go to bus." Oh my God. And you know what? Then I was devastated.
I was going to say, did that really like kind of sour you on the band now?
Not on the band, on him.
On him?
I was so disappointed because it's not the band. It wasn't even his band that did that to me. It was him. Yeah. And he called he called all the shots. Like they followed him like little puppies, Really? Yep. And this is all objective from what I've seen. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm so bummed out. I remember going up front. I'm like, I have my records with me. They're like, one of my friends, you got your record signed by Udo? No. I told them the story. They're like, "Oh, that sucks, man. Have a drink." So I have a drink, and then someone else that was there said, "Oh, we could just go to the tour bus and wait there." I'm like, "I'm not doing that. I'm not waiting for anybody now. Are you kidding me? The guy insulted me. I had his first pressing vinyl from when I was a kid, standing there right in front of him with the marker cap off. All he could have done is taken the marker and go like this, whatever, and continue onto the bus." Right. But he didn't. So I told my German counterparts in them this story, and they bust my horns. They joke around, and they're like, "We go to bus." And they actually made a shirt. They said, "This is gonna be our shirt," and it's a joke to me. This is a few months ago. They wrote, "This is what our new shirt's gonna be. It's gonna be them on the front, and on the back, it's gonna say, 'We go to bus.'" I was laughing because they always like to play little jokes like that. Right. But like I told them this story because they're not like that. Right. They would actually take the time, and even talk with the people or whatever the case may be. That's how we all are. Right. So to experience that as a fan, because I'm a fan too of various metal bands, and singers and whatnot. And here I am. I'm like, "Can you sign it for me? Can you, please, please?" And he's just like, "No, no, we go to us." I was like, "Oh my God, this guy is freaking insane."
That's crazy.
This little guy, he's insane. That was my experience with Udo, right, Mr. Nasty Face? He's like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think of his solo stuff?
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
No, Accept, right?
It's not Accept. Accept definitely has the better material, hands down.
Yep.
Yeah.
What grade?
Not bad in the live setting. You know, it's good high energy metal.
They were a very good band.
Yeah, but there's not very many memorable songs. You know, I don't really find myself listening to the albums, but if they come to town, I'll go see them.
Yeah, he's kind of hard to understand now. I think his voice is getting worse. Like to a point where, like you think he's like, you know, it's weird.
It has gotten gruffer.
It is pretty cool.
Go to bus.
I don't think there's any sound going through.
Really, that's unfortunate.
Why is there's always a freaking problem? Always.
You need an IT guy.
I do. I wonder where I could find one.
I don't
know. You know anybody?
Right here, Naya.
Have you tried hitting it?
Yeah. Where's that hammer? I set it on fire.
Oh boy, Mr.
Fire.
Oh, he's getting pissed.
He's getting pissed.
Oh, he bites you?
No, he's turning like he wants to bite me. Hi. Hello.
People listen to this on the podcast are like, what the fuck is going on?
It's Mr. Nasty Face. He's the he turned the lightest shade now. I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah, look at that. It looks like
Greg. Oh yeah.
Looks like your shirt now, Greg.
Yeah.
Close enough.
To anybody listen to this on the podcast, you need to watch this on the YouTube channel.
And we have a veiled chameleon.
Yeah.
With a Great Dane. On the Great Dane's head. No, she jumped away.
She'll be back.
Yeah, she's right here. She's not far.
All right. You want to get into Behemoth?
Sure.
Or you want to talk about anything else?
Let me find.
What do you find?
Oh, well, the only other piece of news I was going to mention was just that Morbid Angel's doing a spring tour with Cannibal Corpse. And that should be cool. And, you know, for the past year or two, I want to say the current tour they've been doing with, you know, now that Steve Tucker's back in the band, they weren't playing any of their classic material with David Vincent. So they're going to work that back into the set now. Should be good to see.
Band I never listened to.
They're great. They're one of the originators of death metal, man. They're just awesome.
Yeah, I know who they are.
That's some really good. The early stuff you probably like the best because it's thrashier.
Yeah. I remember when they used to be on Headbangers Ball, I'd skip through all the videos because I'd taped the show, so I'd just skip through all that. Too much for me at the time.
Yeah, that's Covenant and Domination. They're both good. I still like them, but my favorite's their first one, Altars of Madness.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, geez, anybody see all the music sales that were going on during Thanksgiving?
Music?
Yeah, for Black Friday, the record store day, and all that.
Really? No, I didn't. I wasn't aware of
like
that.
Century Media had sales. Nuclear Blast had sales.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I bought a ton of shit. Pretty much all Thanksgiving Day, I was finding stuff. I was supposed to do shopping for everybody else, but yeah, I had to find a couple of things for myself. You know, I think it's coming next couple of days. So next week I'll show you all the stuff on the show.
Cool.
Actually, I got one thing. I'll show you. I don't know. Did you get yours, Greg?
Yeah, I did. It's in my bedroom, though. I'm not going back there to grab it.
Oh! Look, Mr. Nasty Face. That's a nice vinyl.
It is. Very nice.
It is a nice vinyl. The etching's cool, too.
Nice artwork. I don't want to take the whole thing out, but yeah. Very cool little package.
Yeah, the overall it came out great.
It did. I really like that artwork. He did a really
it looks great.
I was looking up his other stuff, and he's done a lot of good stuff.
A lot of great stuff.
And it's crazy that he paints all that.
Yeah, that was actually painted.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you have it in a gatefold like that, you could really appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Art, for the art aspect of it, not just music, but art. Like art, the art is awesome. You could just while you're listening to it, you can actually look at the art.
Yeah.
It's great, and just look at how he painted it. It's just incredible. Did a great job.
It's great.
Yeah.
Like it a lot.
You like it a lot?
Like it a lot.
All right, cool.
All right. Behemoth.
Yeah.
Behemoth is a Polish blackened death metal band from, I can't even pronounce this, Gdansk.
Thanks. Yeah, something. Yeah.
Right. And they were formed in 1991.
Yep. When he was still a teenager.
Yeah. They until the 1990s, they played a traditional black metal style with heathen lyrical content, but soon changed to that of occult and thelemic themes. So they weren't always
Bulimic.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg. You want to read this? Huh?
Yeah, pass it to me.
He could email it.
I could have emailed it to you.
True.
In 2010, Nurgle was rushed to the hospital and diagnosed with leukemia. In 2011, he had he left I can't even pronounce half this shit. Hermatology division of, I don't know what that even says. Anyway, he got the surgery done. He had a bone marrow transplant.
Wow.
So
I wasn't aware of that.
yeah, I wasn't either until I looked all this stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on shelf for a while. So
Okay.
And what year was that when he had the surgery?
2011.
11, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of recent.
Yeah, his girlfriend at the time tried to be a bone marrow donor, and then they found out she wasn't a match, so he had to find somebody else.
Well, at least he got it, and he's doing good now.
Yeah, a lot of people can say that, And then they had a lot of controversy, which we probably couldn't know, from a death metal band. But in 2007, the All Polish Committee for Defense Against Sex, SECTS, not SEX, distributed to many Polish officials a list of bands that allegedly promote Satanism and murder.
Mm.
Critics of this policy primarily see this as a violation of free speech. The list has not gone into effect, and Behemoth were allowed to play in Poland freely. However,
yep. They did put him on trial. Oh, sorry. Probably next.
Greg. You want to just read this, Greg?
Okay, email it to me, I guess.
You were a half hour late to the show.
You're getting it now, Greg.
Yeah.
You're really dropping the ball. I fired 2 people. You want to be the third one?
He's out! He's out! He's out!
Can I
you got to wait until like 90 days so I can claim the unemployment. Then continue.
I got to give you 2 weeks first so you can find another podcast to go do. However, this was changed in October of 2014 when Behemoth was banned from performing in Poznan. So, it's crazy. Nurgle has repeatedly been on trial in Poland for tearing up the Bible in a 2007 incident. That nasty, nasty boy. In 2014, the group was expelled from Russia due to visa issues. God, these black metal people, man, they're terrible. All right, and now they released their 11th studio album entitled I Loved You at Your Darkest. It was released on October 5th by Nuclear Blast in 2018.
What about the trouble that their government gave them for one of their tour shirts? That too. Did you hear about that?
No. Are you sure you're thinking of this band?
Oh, it's this band. Yeah, it was in 2017. They were actually brought to court. I don't remember what the outcome of it was, but they were brought to court over. They used their it was a variation of their coat of arms for the country on their tour shirt. It was a variation of it, but you could see it was very similar. and they took the government took them to court.
Wow.
I don't remember. I don't remember offhand what the outcome of it was, but I remember when that happened. I was like, "What? Really?"
Yeah, there was nothing about that on here.
No, they took them to court. Yeah.
Wow.
Man, talk about retaining Soviet tendencies.
Yeah. There was one other thing that wasn't on here. Was I believe Nurgle was on American Idol or one of those shows, or The Voice maybe. Yeah.
Was that in America? I thought he had his own show over in.
Yeah, it wasn't America. It was in Poland. I think it was one of your.
Oh man!
It definitely wasn't U.S. They wouldn't let him over here. They're like, who the hell?
No. Crap, I can't remember now. But yeah, he was doing like all kinds of different stuff: blues, country, something about a man and his band, or I can't remember. But it was like him playing acoustic guitar and another guy backing him up.
Oh, I thought he was like one of the judges.
Oh, I don't even watch reality shows in this country, much less Poland.
So you just made you just made up that whole story then?
No, I had read about Pat, but I don't know if he was on any contest ones.
Yeah, it was either The Voice or American Idol. Look it up.
I'm going to.
I looked up the tour shirt, and that definitely happened.
Did it?
Yep. Their government back in, was it 2017? 2017. Wow. He was taken to court. Nurgle was faced up. He was taken to court for the Behemoth tour shirt for using the Polish coat of arms, and it's on metal injection, and it shows a picture of the shirt and then the actual coat of arms, and there's a similarity, but it's not identical. It's not identical. And of course they have an inverted cross in the center of it. So
you have to have that.
Yeah, right. I'm sure they didn't really take too much to take a liking to that. Let's say.
No. Oh yeah, I see the shirt here. Let's see.
You see it? Yeah.
Oh well, freedom of speech. But I found what you were talking about, Wayne. The name of that show is The Voice of Poland, and yes, he was a vocal coach on there. What I was talking about is a side project he has called Me and That Man, where it's him and another guy.
Oh, see, I'd never even heard of that. Thanks for sharing that information.
Yeah, not a problem. I've never listened to it. I just found out about it earlier this week when I was looking up stuff about this record. So.
All right, so this is the first time I've ever heard a Behemoth album, and I wasn't really sure what the hell to think about it because I like black metal, some of it. I like Dimmy Borga. I like there's another one I like. Emperor. Emperor's cool, but I don't really get too much into that style. And I put this thing on, and I hear the first song. And I hear those kids in the beginning, like doing that chanting and all that stuff. I'm like, oh no, what the hell am I getting into in this? And but I like that. It sounded really cool. And then it gets into the song, and I'm like, holy shit, this is a freaking mess. What the hell's going on? Everything's just all over the place. I'm like, oh my god, I hope the whole album ain't like this. But then by the third song, I was really getting into it because it kind of, I can't even explain. It got less messy. I guess is the best way I can explain it.
So more focused.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, and then I ended up liking. I like the whole album. I'm not a huge fan of them. I'm not gonna go and search out every album because they got too many. And but
11. Yeah,
and it's a good album. It's a good black metal album. I think anybody who likes black metal is definitely gonna like it. There's not too much variation from each song. It all sounds like black metal. The drumming's really good on it. I like the drumming a lot. There's a lot of cool fills on there and like those timpani drums or whatever. I like that kind of stuff. But it sounds.
Yeah, he does some weird stuff with the toms at certain points, though. Yeah, that threw me off guard quite a bit.
He does, but he's a really good drummer. Really good.
Oh yeah.
And there's some really cool guitar solos on here and stuff. And vocals are what they are. They're not my cup of tea, but It fits with the music. All right. What about you guys?
What do you think, Troy?
You want me to go first this time?
Sure.
So I'll tell you, I agree with a lot, majority of what you said, Wayne. As far as first of all, the production is stellar. The production is really good.
Yeah.
And I love, I love good production. That's just my one thing I really enjoy. So when I was listening to it, I felt similar to the way you felt, like, what's going to happen, and it was pretty cool. It was all over the place in the beginning, but a standout track though was "God Equals Dog,"
right?
And
that's
the video the video too is creepy. It's just creepy. They just really have the complete and total ambiance and vibe down, visually, musically. I just, it's not my cup of tea either. I mean, as far as vocals are concerned, I don't mind, the Cookie Monster vocals, as you might want to people label them as.
Right.
If they're used, for flavor, I'm cool with it. But all the time, it's a little too much for me.
Yeah.
But musically, they're, great. I mean, and his vocals did fit. And the funny thing is, they were executed fabulously. There's no two ways about it. So I could appreciate everything that I heard. And if I was, a diehard fan of this band or of the genre, this would definitely be, a must purchase without a doubt. Good, very good record.
There's the album artwork there. I just put it up.
Yeah.
I thought it was decent. I don't like it quite as much as you guys do. I liked Behemoth, I guess, better when they were strictly a black metal band. Their first few albums. I mean, they've definitely done some cool stuff as Nurgle has evolved as a musician, like Satanica. I want to say it's their fourth record. It might be their fifth. I can't remember now. But they started doing different stuff on that and sort of moving into the death metal a little bit more. And that was cool. But this particular record here, while the production sounds great and there's some neat parts, not very much of it stood out to me. It's just kind of one big, long, unmemorable track for long stretches of it. Like, we would talk about it as if it was an album and it was divided up into sides, first half of the record, first side. I would say the only song that really stood out to me is God Equals Dog, which is probably why it was released as a single.
Yeah.
But the musicianship on the album is great. The drummer's awesome. I love a lot of his guitar parts, and the vocals are good, like Troy said. I mean, there's only so much you can do with them, but there's just no real memorable songs on this, and you can definitely do that with black metal because you could put on In the Shadow of the Horns by Dark Throne or Death Crush by Mayhem. I would know what it was instantly, but I can't pick out a single track from this. Just nothing sticks in mind.
Really?
Yeah, well, except for God Equals Dog, and the middle of the album just, crashed for me. I tried to listen to this. Well, not tried to. I did listen to this 4 times today just to try to get a better perspective and be able to talk about individual song parts more, but it just doesn't stick for me. And, I think they're sacrificing good songwriting a little bit for the evolution of the musicianship, which is a shame because Nurgle is a great songwriter and, Behemoth's a pretty good band. I just feel like they could have done more with this release. I think most fans will like it, but I'd give it like a rating of a 60 out of 100. It's just not all that spectacular. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not one of their best.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's good. I think it's good. You know, I wish there was more, or I thought there was going to be a little bit more clean vocals on this, because I'm used to all that Dimmy Borgir kind of clean vocal stuff every once in a while, and then more orchestration kind of things in the background. But
Mhm.
they didn't really have any of that stuff in this album, so you know, it was
No, not really.
a little bit of a surprise to me because I'm not, you know, really into this kind of stuff. But you know what? I'm a fan now. I like them. I think it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, if you like this, you definitely like more of their stuff. That's what I mean. It's not really that different. It doesn't sound bad. It just struck me.
It's not something you don't listen to this stuff. You're not gonna be like really wanting to get into this. You know, this you have to really sit and listen to it a couple times before you get into this kind of music. You know.
Oh yeah.
You can't just jump into this.
Well, I mean, the first time I heard Dark Throne, I loved it, but.
How are the other? How are the other Behemoth albums? Are they pretty much the same?
Well, the first like three are very much more in the classic black metal vein because you know that was the time period, and as they evolved, they started adding more things in like orchestration and different elements to the production and just the way they would write music and play it. Like I was saying about those weird tom fills, different things like that.
Some of that stuff reminded me of like old Creator.
Yeah, a little bit, exactly. Yeah, and you know, they started going more with the blast beats and the drumming, a little bit more death metal-y that way, and it works for them really well. I mean, like I said, Satanica, the first one they did, oddly enough, once they started to move away from the black metal Satan type stuff and more into the Sumerian gods and the Thelema and all that, one of their best albums. And the more recent ones, I'm not sure about because I've been more into thrash and doom type stuff over the past couple of years. So I haven't really checked into them for a while. But their back catalog's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I'll have to check the rest of it out and see. Maybe I will buy the albums. I don't know. I can listen to it first, though.
Yeah, I definitely listened to them first because, well, like I said, for one, you know, they change up the styles here and there as they move forward in their career. But, you know, the type of black metal bands you were saying that you like with the clean vocals and the symphonic stuff, the early stuff is definitely
not well, that'll be a bit extreme for me then.
Now, see, I like that type of black metal, but I don't like the type that you like. I mean, Emperor has some okay songs, but I can't stand Dimmu Borgir or whatever, however you pronounce the name.
Yeah, I don't like the new stuff too much. It's gotten a little bit too operatic, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I don't like the old stuff either.
But do you like that metal, Troy?
Yeah, I like some of their older stuff.
What about you, Mr. Nasty Face?
Nah, I think his favorite black metal album would be Behemoth's Drawing Down the Moon. He definitely seems like a nuclear holocausto fan to me.
He said okay.
It's all right. It's all right.
He's chilling.
So what are we saying? Get the album? Get the Behemoth? Greg says no.
I would recommend it for strong fans of the band, but if you're just a casual fan or just getting into black metal, I wouldn't start here. They have better albums to pick up on first. But if you like Behemoth, you're going to like this record.
I'll agree with that. I agree. What do you say, Troy?
Yeah, I mean, not knowing, you know, their whole entire catalog, I could just tell you from, you know, what I thought when I first listened to it, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for, you know, with an open mind, as you know, because I don't normally listen to that style of metal.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's like I said, there's a few tracks on there, but that one track, God Equals Dog, I would definitely listen to that over and over, keep it in rotation. And the record itself, it would be more enjoyed. It would be enjoyed by someone who really appreciates that genre than me.
Yeah.
But I for what I heard, I enjoyed it more than some of the other things I've listened to recently. So it's good.
Wow.
I would recommend it.
What have you been listening to recently?
Bewitcher.
Nice.
No, Bewitcher's cool too. It's just different. It's just different, and I'm not normally into this style, but
Right.
I checked out some of their live clips. It's very interesting. I was telling Wayne before the show, like how the people are just like in a trance, like the crowd. They're like in a trance.
Yeah.
Of Behemoth.
Yep. Yeah, their crowd. It's not like a typical show where you can kind of like see the energy being transferred.
Mm-hmm.
The band and the crowd. It's just they're like in a trance. Like just.
That's the power of Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Uncle Saxon John from the board actually has a Slayer story very similar to that. I'll have to see if I can get him on one day and tell it. But the interesting thing about that is they were interviewing Lemmy about, I want to say, a year or two before he died, and he said the same thing about Slayer. He was like, it was weird, man. Tom said something about being evil, and they were all just standing there silently staring at him. So Lemmy said he got the fuck out of there or something like that.
No doubt.
But I believe it with Behemoth, man. I mean, and black metal cultures over in Europe are pretty extreme.
They're the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
They're not acting.
Ooh.
They're not acting.
No.
What's that?
Nurgle and Behemoth were actually in a feud with a few of them for a few years because Nurgle doesn't support the fascist elements that a lot of the black metal bands have adopted over there. And there was a big rift between them. If I'm remembering right, there were even like death threats and things like that. It was pretty wild, man. They take that shit really seriously over there.
Don't fuck with my black metal.
Yep. Yeah.
What the hell was I going to say? Oh, I played this at work this morning because the girl that works behind me was not pissing me off, but she was just saying, I don't know how you can listen to that music. It gives me a headache. I get nauseous. I was like, shut up. I'm going to play something. Shut up. And she kept going on and on and on. And I said, fine, you're going to listen to this shit. And she's very religious. And as soon as I put that first song on and those kids are singing that satanic lyric, whatever they were saying, she goes, oh, what are they saying? They said what the hell does it say? Something about they deny Satan or something. I mean, God or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that.
She's like, oh, they have those kids saying that? I said, yes, they do. And I played it for like 3 songs.
What's very interesting that I read in that press release about the title. The title is actually taken from an excerpt from the Bible.
Really?
And supposedly, Jesus said that.
Really?
Yep.
See?
Yep. So, which is really bizarre because they're a satanic band. So there must be a deeper meaning behind it then.
Yeah, probably. I should have read that press release, I guess.
I did.
At least somebody did.
Yeah, I definitely did not.
Now I'm gonna have to bring that up to her now when I go back to work Friday.
I'm reading reviews though online just real quick here. I was looking at it. A lot of people seem to really hate this record. Kind of surprised, really. Yeah.
It was number 4 in Poland. It got on the number 4 in the charts.
Well, the people on Metal Archives definitely disagree.
Really? That's surprising. And in the U.S., it went to 85 on the Billboard.
Yeah, see, that's what I thought. And like I said, I didn't think it was terrible. I'm really shocked at some of the reactions.
Some of these people that review albums, you can't really trust them. You can't really take their word for anything.
No. Yeah.
Because they don't listen to the whole thing.
No. And they give it one listen. They have so many things to review. They give it one shot. If they don't like it right away, then, they're going to give it a shitty review. I listen to stuff for about a week. You know, I think try to anyway, but you can't listen to things once.
No, it doesn't give you a good idea of it. Yeah, I try to listen to it throughout the week and then a couple times on the day of we do this.
Yeah. I was going to suggest, well, not next week. I guess, Troy, you can pick next week's band.
Okay. Septagon.
It's part of the Transformers.
Apocalyptic rhymes.
Yeah, okay.
Apocalyptic what?
Apocalyptic rhymes. Rhymes.
What are they, like an Infectious Grooves cover band or something?
No, they're some of my boys that are in them. They play in Septagon, and it's their second album, and it's pretty good. I think you guys will like it. I mentioned it briefly previously when I first came on.
Yeah.
And so it's I think it's like it's very American sounding. It's even that they're all German. They're all German in the band. And the singer sounds to me a little bit like Joey Belladonna from Anthrax.
Okay.
And the phrasing is similar, and the types of harmonies that they use vocally. It's cool. It's a thrash band.
Okay.
And I think you guys will like it.
Yeah, I hope so. It sounds
like
worth a shot.
Sounds right up my alley. I've just never heard. Well, I mean, I remember you mentioning it, but
I think it's some pretty good reviews. Overseas. If you want, maybe if you want me to get one of them to come on,
of course.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's 6 hours, so it'll be like 1 o'clock.
Oh,
I think.
Wow.
Well, he might do it. I'll ask him.
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
Okay.
Hey, whoever you can get on the show, let's do it. Cause I'm trying to get people, and some people just aren't writing me back.
I'll talk to him, see if he wants to, since we're going to be reviewing it. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
Okay.
And what about you, Greg? What do you got up your sleeve?
For next album, nothing right now that I. Oh, wait.
You sent me something a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Hang on, I gotta look at.
From Shadow Kingdom.
Yeah, the name of the album is Angel of Damnation,
Yep.
Heathen Witchcraft, doom metal. I like that record a lot. I think it just came out in September, I want to say.
Okay. All right, cool. You have to resend that to me. And I don't know if you sent it to Troy yet. Just gotta send it to him.
I thought I did, but I will definitely make sure I send it.
I have others too. So
yeah.
The ones I mentioned, I have a bunch of them that are new that just came out recently. So whenever
cool.
you need,
everybody's gonna get a shot.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, and what was the other one I had? Deceased Ghostly White.
Never heard of. Oh, okay. Yep. I heard of them. I was listening to a band today called Gamma Bomb. Have any of you heard of them?
Gamma Bomb, no.
Very thrash.
Yes. Brazilian, I want to say.
I'm not sure where they're from. I have no idea. It was part of the promo stuff. I just downloaded a bunch of things, and Gamma Bomb was one of them. Very thrashy, kind of overkill-ish Anthrax kind of sounding, like old school.
Mm-hmm.
I think definitely Troy would probably like it.
Oh yeah, I like that stuff.
Yeah, and you should probably like it too. But we'll do that one soon. I'll send it to you, both of you. But then after that, I want to do Evergrey, and neither of you like Evergrey, right?
I have never heard of them.
You never heard of Evergrey?
No.
Wow.
Should I have?
Yeah, they've been around for a long time.
Okay.
Check out. Well, I'll send you something to check out. They're a good band. And why you made a face, Troy? Why?
They're okay.
They're okay.
They're okay.
Come on. He's got his hands full over there.
I got a Great Dane in one hand.
He's got a beer in one hand, a Great Dane in the other hand, and a chameleon gecko thing in the other hand.
That's tonight's episode. I'll go back to sleep next episode.
Yeah.
look, see what she does? You're my witness. She wants to play. Oh my goodness. And all I have to do is this.
Yeah. Oh no, she's getting. Oh, she went away.
No, she went away. You can see that. She does not like him.
That's funny. See if you.
All will tremble before Mr. Nasty Face.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, he tried to bite me off camera before.
Yeah.
I had him just low, like, you know, beneath the view of the camera, and he just out of nowhere just tried to snap at me. But he's calm now.
Him too low.
Yeah, right. He's all good now. That's good. Calm down.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it for today, right? It's a quick show. Actually, no, it was still an hour. Yeah.
Still an hour.
Yeah, that was still an hour.
Yeah. All right. Anything else anybody wants to add? No? All right, good.
No.
That's it.
See you guys next week, and Troy will have, like, what's the name of the band again?
Septagon.
Yeah.
Septagon.
All right. Thanks for joining us, and we hope we entertained you for an hour. And if not, I'm sorry. All right. See you guys next week.
See you guys.
Toodaloo. I gotta do this. Hold on, we're still on. Okay, we're good.
Still says